good portion of this movie takes place in the void, and that is how I felt the entire movie. And it gave exactly what I expected, and yet it did not deliver. Hello everyone, my name is Max Aaron James. This is a review of the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, written by 5 people, which that already raises a red flag, and directed by Sean Levi. During the opening credits, I already felt that the opening scene or the opening credits did not match up or live up to the previous ones, which is fine, whatever. And then I already had major concerns when I saw that Ryan Reynolds was the first name under the writer's list. Playing Deadpool was clearly a dream of Ryan Reynolds, as I'm sure many other comic book fans. Ryan Reynolds being a friend of Hugh Jackman and a fan of Wolverine. I'm sure he's been wanting to have Wolverine and Deadpool on screen, and him playing Deadpool and Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine, I'm sure was a big personal aspiration of his, and now he finally gets to do that, and then also has control over much of the story. Good for him. This is the 3rd Deadpool movie, which I would much rather an X-Force movie. And this is the first Deadpool movie set in the MCU. We have the TVA, we have Wolverine, we have many cameos. Deadpool, if you remember in Deadpool 2, did some funky stuff with time to save some friends or people that he cared about. And that does not really matter, to be honest. Deadpool is pulled in by the TVA to be part of the MCU, the main Marvel Cinematic Universe, and told that his world is going to end. And that the reason is because of something I do not necessarily want to spoil. However, I'm sure you've already seen the movie by now, considering how much money it's made. And so Deadpool goes on the search for Wolverine because he feels that Wolverine's the only one that can help him save his world and save the people that he loves and cares about. For those who care, there's probably not as much Wolverine as you would expect. This is a Deadpool movie with Ryan Reynolds fanboying over Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. That's how much of a fourth wall break this movie is. It is a lot of Wolverine standing next to Deadpool, which probably makes for a good shot for a lot of people, and Ryan Reynolds shooting off all the jokes he can remember while writing each scene. Cameos galore, MCU references galore, quipping galore, blood galore, kind of. I feel this is just seeing or giving the audience a lot of what people wanted to see and did not get a chance to, or bringing back a lot of nostalgia and things that people miss, particularly from Fox's camp and when they owned a lot of Marvel properties. Now, I do not think it is fair necessarily to criticize this as much as I initially thought of doing, because it is what I expected and is what a lot of people wanted. And it's little to no story, and very little focus on one singular thing. It was a lot of giving fans what they want, and just a lot of fan service, and a lot of Ryan Reynolds doing things that he wants to do as Deadpool. Just a lot of Wolverine and Deadpool sharing screen time together, seeing them brutally beat each other since they both have the healing factor, and they can both just keep getting cut up and stabbed and keep going at it, so it's very bloody, but it's not as bloody as I expected it to be. I would say it's relatively tame compared to the first 2 movies. And a lot of Disney letting Ryan Reynolds play with the toys that they will let him play with, which, funny enough, it's not really any of the toys that they have vested interest in at the moment. It's a lot of what Fox did, and then Ryan Reynolds is able to grab those since they're pretty much in a graveyard, literally and figuratively, in this movie. There was maybe one Deadpool v Wolverine fight scene that I was really into, but other than that, I was cool on the action sequences. Our antagonist, who does not really become our antagonist until the second half of the movie, was pretty drab, and clearly they just felt they had to write an antagonist to end the movie, to give a conclusion for someone to learn something or make a decision and change how things are. I see this movie in the same vein as Spider-Man No Way Home, which I also do not care about, which is reliant mostly on fan service and nostalgia, and not very much focused on having a strong story. And if that is okay with you, then you're going to really enjoy this, and I'm happy for you. But clearly Disney is doubling down on not really caring about delivering good stories anymore. I mean, we've already seen what happened with the announcement of who's playing Doctor Doom, whatever. Until next time, y'all take care of each other, check up on one another, make sure you check up on yourself, and remember, potential has no limit.